Welcome back to our channel, where today we're staging an epic clash of titans. A battle for the ages that pits two of the most colossal flying creatures ever to grace our planet against each other. In one corner we have the largest flying animal of all time, the Pterosaur King, Quetzalcoatlus, and in the other, the heavyweight champion of birds, the magnificent and mighty Argentavis Magnificens, who would truly own the skies in a head-to-head showdown. Let's dive in and find out. First, let's get to know our contenders. Picture this, a creature as tall as a giraffe, with a wingspan that could rival a small airplane. That's Quetzalcoatlus for you. This Azdarcha pterosaur lived during the late Cretaceous period, around 68 to 66 million years ago. Its name, derived from the Aztec feathered serpent god, Quetzalcoatl, perfectly captures its awe-inspiring presence. Its wingspan is estimated to be a mind-boggling DS to 11 meters, or about 33 to 36 feet. Standing on the ground, it was a terrestrial stalker, using its long, toothless beak to snatch up small dinosaurs and other prey. Imagine a stork from your worst nightmares, with the size of a two-story building. Its long, stiff neck and massive head made it a formidable predator on the ground. But what about in the air? Now, let's turn our attention to its opponent, Argentavis Magnificens, which translates to magnificent Argentine bird. And magnificent it was, living in the late Miocene, about 6 million years ago in what is now Argentina. Argentavis was the largest flying bird we know of. While not as gigantic as Quetzalcoatlus, it was still a behemoth. Its wingspan stretched up to 7 meters, or 23 feet, which is more than twice that of the largest living bird, the wandering albatross. It weighed around 70 kilograms, or 150 pounds, making it an absolute unit. Argentavis was likely a powerful scavenger, similar to a modern condor, but on a much grander scale. It would soar effortlessly on thermal updrafts, scanning the vast landscapes for carcasses. But don't mistake it for just a cleanup crew. With its powerful legs and sharp, hooked beak, it could have also been an active predator, capable of taking down medium-sized animals. So, the stage is set. A colossal pterosaur versus the king of birds. Let's imagine them meeting over the prehistoric plains. The first factor to consider is sheer size. Quetzalcoatlus has the undeniable advantage here. Its massive wingspan and towering height would make it an incredibly intimidating sight. It's like a light aircraft going up against a fighter jet. The sheer scale of Quetzalcoatlus would give it a psychological edge and a significant reach advantage. Its long beak, essentially a giant pair of tweezers, could strike from a distance, keeping the smaller Argentavis at bay. But size isn't everything. Let's talk about aerial maneuverability and flight style. This is where the battle gets interesting. Quetzalcoatlus, despite its size, was likely a proficient flyer, but launching into the air would have been a major undertaking. Scientists believe it used a powerful quadrupedal launch, pushing off with its strong forelimbs like a bat. Once airborne, its long, narrow wings suggest it was a master of soaring, capable of covering vast distances with minimal effort. However, those giant wings might have made it less agile. Quick turns and rapid changes in direction might have been challenging for such a large structure. Argentavis, on the other hand, was a bird. It had feathers, hollow bones, and a respiratory system that was incredibly efficient, all hallmarks of modern avian flight. While it also relied on soaring to conserve energy, its structure was likely more robust and better suited for dynamic flight than the more delicate frame of a pterosaur. Think of the difference between a glider and a modern eagle. The eagle, while smaller, is built for agility and power in the air. Argentavis could probably make tighter turns and react more quickly than the more cumbersome. It would have used its powerful wing beats to gain bursts of speed or to adjust its position in a fight, something Quetzalcoatlus might have struggled with. Now, let's get to the weapons. The primary weapon of Quetzalcoatlus was its enormous, sharp-tipped beak. At over 1.5 meters long, this beak was a deadly lance. It could be used for stabbing and piercing, delivering devastating blows from a distance. Imagine it dive bombing and spearing its opponent. A direct hit from that beak could be instantly fatal. However, it had no teeth for gripping or tearing, meaning its primary attack was a precise, powerful thrust. Argentavis, in contrast, was armed with the classic raptor toolkit. It had a large, powerful, hooked beak designed for tearing flesh. This wasn't just a piercing weapon. It was a tool for ripping and shredding. And let's not forget its talons. While perhaps not as proportionally massive as an eagle's, teeth of a 150-pound bird would have been equipped with formidable claws, capable of gripping and inflicting deep wounds. So, if Argentavis could get in close, past the reach of that giant beak, it could latch on and use its beak and talons to do some serious damage. So, how would a fight play out? Let's run a few scenarios. Scenario 1. The high-altitude joust. Both creatures are soaring, sizing each other up. Quetzalcoatlus, using its superior size and reach, would likely try to maintain distance. It might attempt swooping attacks, using its beak like a spear to try and cripple a wing or score a direct hit on the body of Argentavis. Its strategy would be to use its wingspan to control the engagement, never letting the bird get too close. Argentavis would have to be nimble, dodging these jousting winds. It would try to use its superior agility to get above or below the pterosaur, looking for an opening. This brings us to a crucial point: durability. The wings of a pterosaur were made of a membrane of skin, muscle, and other tissues stretched over a single elongated finger. While strong, this membrane would be vulnerable to tearing. A well-placed rip from the beak or talons of Argentavis could be catastrophic for Quetzalcoatlus, severely compromising its ability to fly. A bird's wing, composed of overlapping feathers, is far more resilient. A few damaged feathers won't ground a bird, but a tear in a pterosaur's wing membrane could be a death sentence. This is a huge advantage for Argentavis. Scenario 2. The close quarters grapple. If Argentavis manages to evade the long-range attacks and closes the distance, the tables turn dramatically. It could latch onto the back or neck of Quetzalcoatlus, a place where the pterosaur's long beak couldn't reach. Once attached, Argentavis could unleash a furious assault with its powerful tearing beak and sharp talons. It could target the vulnerable neck or the delicate wing membranes. The pterosaur's main defense in this situation would be to try and shake the bird off, perhaps by performing wild aerial maneuvers, or even attempting to dive towards the ground. But getting a 150-pound predator off your back is no easy task. However, we can't discount the raw power of Quetzalcoatlus. Even in a grapple, its sheer muscle mass and the force it could generate would be immense. A powerful buck or a lucky strike with its wing could be enough to dislodge the bird. So, who is the final victor? This is a tough one, and it really depends on how the fight begins and unfolds. If Quetzalcoatlus can successfully use its reach and size advantage to land a critical blow from a distance, it could win, and win quickly. A single, well-aimed, spear-like thrust from its beak could end the fight before it truly begins. Its best bet is a decisive first strike, but if Argentavis can weather that initial assault and getting close, the odds shift heavily in its favor. Its greater agility, more durable wing structure, and powerful grappling weapons, the tearing beak and talons, make it a nightmare opponent in a close-quarters dogfight. It's built for a brawl, while Quetzalcoatlus is more of a long-range specialist. Given all these factors, I'm going to give the slight edge to Argentavis. While Quetzalcoatlus is the undisputed king of size, the combination of agility, durability, and close combat weaponry of Argentavis seems more suited for a one-on-one aerial duel. The bird's ability to take a hit and keep fighting, combined with its potential to inflict devastating damage once it closes the distance, makes it a more versatile combatant. The pterosaur has one primary path to victory: a clean, long-range hit, while the bird has more options. It can dodge, grapple, and tear. In the brutal world of prehistoric skies, that adaptability is key. What do you think? Would the sheer scale of Quetzalcoatlus be too much to handle, or would the fierce bird of prey prove that it's not the size of the wings in the fight, but the size of the fight in the wings? Let me know your winner down in the comments below. It's always fascinating to hear your theories. Thanks for watching this epic prehistoric showdown. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next battle. See you in the next video.